Field, welcome to the Blue Devil homecoming tonight, as the Culpeper Media Network is proud to bring you all the exciting action of Blue Devils football as Culpeper entertains Skyline in a key game tonight here for both teams. Hello everyone, I'm Mark O'Connell, joined as always by Steve Peacock. And Steve, welcome back to the broadcast. I know the Blue Devils are hungry for a win tonight. They're playing at home. It's a Blue Devil homecoming. I know those are intangibles. Will they help the Blue Devils at all?
Yeah, I think the crowd will. Being homecoming, that's something extra to special to play for. But more, the biggest incentive, they're 0-5. They want that win tonight because you look at the balance, the rest of the schedule on the way out of the season, they can make the playoffs, after an 0-5 start. Who would have thought that? Well, Culpeper's got to play well. It starts tonight against Skyline.
Yeah, and it's officially the second half of the regular season at that point then. They're 0-5, 5 more regular season games. Very close to making the playoff spot, as you said. And I think in position tonight for a win if they don't commit the T word.
Yeah, turnover. If they have 18 coming in, they've got to take care of the football. If they don't do that tonight, they will lose. If they take care of the football tonight, I think they'll win.
Well, we're not only in tune with the number of turnovers that the Blue Devils have had, but the coaching staff is, and it's something that they've tried to work on, and they know you can't win as long as you turn the ball over. What do you say we catch up with Blue Devils head coach Ken Wakefield and see what he has to say about tonight's game? All right, joined now by Blue Devils head coach Ken Wakefield. Coach, it seems like a long time since we've seen you, but lots happened. In fact, last week you guys had a bye week. Yep. How important and at what junction this season did that come for you as far as your team's concerned?
I think it was important. It was nice to go back to the basics, work on a couple things that we need to work on, try to get a little bit healthy. Those are all important. Had to evaluate some things mid-season. Worked on a lot of basics, though.
Well, one thing's for certain that your starting quarterback, Eric Wilson's still not ready to go, so you go with Capone Hoffman. Of course, he's a very good athlete. I know your team's hungry for a win. You had a very close encounter with Spotsylvania. Yep. Tonight you're playing a team, I think two teams match up pretty well. But one thing that I'm sure you really want to take or shore up and correct is the number of turnovers the team has committed. Is it fair to say that it's been kind of a case of turnoveritis for the team?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't win games. It doesn't matter who you play. You can't win games when you turn the ball over as much as we have. Really put an emphasis on that, cleaning some things up, and not hurting ourselves. You got to give ourselves the opportunity to win in fourth quarter.
Yeah, Coach, that's what I was, Mark already touched on about the turnovers because you were in every game.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it wasn't those turnovers, look at what the record might be.
Yeah.
But now that's all in the past. You got to focus on Skyline. Right now you match up well with them. What do you got to do tonight for the win?
Not turn the ball over, first and foremost. Make your decisions. Eliminate the big play. Things like that. If we're clicking on all phases, everything will take care of itself. But we can't hurt ourselves. Gives the opportunity to win in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
And Coach, tonight, Blue Devil homecoming, and so, of course, it's always special. You have the homecoming. It would be nice to get the win here at Broman Field. So you had the week off. Tell me about the health of the team. We talked about Eric Wilson being able to line up. I also noticed that you had, Elijah Torres is also out of the lineup for you? So.
We got a couple guys beat up. It's football. There's I don't make any excuses. We're going to suit up 11. They're going to suit up 11. At around 9:30, we'll find out who wins.
And, the grim reality, I think, as you're alluding to, is that with football, injuries, unfortunately, are part of the game. Yeah, and so when they happen, it's the next man up, right?
Next man up. Be ready to play.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Coach, and we'll let you get back to your pregame drills. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, well, Steve, we had a chance to hear from the Blue Devils coach. The Blue Devils are very hungry for a win. You pointed out that they've been in a lot of games, but the turnovers, it's a cliche, but you can't win when you turn the ball over, especially to good teams.
Right, you can't. You're not going to be able to win if you turn the ball over like Coach says. But what I'm impressed with is that they have changed their offense basically to fit their personnel. And, with Eric Wilson being injured, we thought this season we'd see the Blue Devils throw it more, but now they're running it more. And look who they're playing tonight, Skyline, a team that does not defend the run very well. So look for Culpeper tonight to be running that football with Capone Hoffman, Gabe Fry, and Nazir McDonald. Look for those 3 tonight.
Well, Steve, it's been a couple of weeks since we were on the air because we had last week off. It was sort of rare to have a night off, but it feels pretty good to be back. I know you're excited about it. You're back to Broman Field. It's the Blue Devil homecoming. I know your keys are ball control, don't turn it over. But when you think about Skyline, they're 2-3, but I'm not really sure about the level of their competition.
Well, they lost big to Handley, to James. They lost a close one, I guess, to James Wood. Central Woodstock kind of pounded them. Got 2 wins against a Broadway team that's not very good this year, or Strasburg, but they do like to throw it. So what they're going to present to Culpeper from a defense standpoint is our defensive secondary is going to have to be on their toes, because Skyline's going to like to wing it around a little bit more than what Culpeper's used to seeing. So it's going to be an interesting game tonight to see contrast in 2 styles. I would never thought I'd say that. With Culpeper, you thought we'd be throwing it with a spread, but with the injury to Eric Wilson, they've changed up and went more to a run-oriented offense. We'll see tonight.
All right, looking forward to calling the game with you. It's the Blue Devil homecoming here at Broman Field. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff to get things started tonight. Stay tuned. You're watching the Blue Devils football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you made the right choice, because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
What do your clothes say about you? Well, if they were screen printed or embroidered at Triple Image, they can speak volumes. Originality, professionalism, experience. Your clothes can speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image. 829-1050. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford offers award-winning service and unprecedented selection of new and used vehicles. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community.
CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, skateboarding, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best. Every lifelong relationship starts with day one. At Virginia Community Bank, we'll talk about how you can bank with us for life. With 40-plus years of experience in Culpeper and beyond, it's our privilege to help clients achieve their goals, short-term, long-term, and everywhere in between. Bank with us anytime. Bank with us for a lifetime.
Well, from Broman Field, welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Blue Devil homecoming as the Blue Devils play host to the Skyline Hawks. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawchuk behind the camera tonight. Welcome aboard. Team captains meeting in the center of the field, left to right for the Blue Devils. Number 68, Robert Stradiff. Number 2 is Nazir McDonald. Number 75 is Grant Hibbert. And number 1, Capone Hoffman, Steve Peacock. You can tell him with who he is there with the pink shoes and socks. And I wanted to say that Capone Hoffman is still taking care of the quarterbacking duties for the Blue Devils with Eric Wilson still out of the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, they've had to change their offense because Eric Wilson's still hurt with that shoulder injury. So it looks like, Capone Hoffman's taking over the reins, and they've changed from a pass-oriented offense to a run-oriented offense.
Well, so Skyline won the toss. They opt to receive. We'll see their offense first, and the Blue Devil defense first as well. And the starters for Culpeper on defense, provided by the public announce addresser, will be Capone Hoffman, Nazir McDonald, Armani Hoffman, Brad Prim, Nathan Martin, Jaden Brown, Blake Polari, Adam Mifsud, Noah Staten, and Daryl Fitzgerald, Jordan Williams. And the kickoff team coming on now, and that'll mean, let's see who tees it up for the Blue Devils. Gabe Fry has handled a lot of the kicking duties for the Blue Devils this year, Steve, but I'm not sure that he's...
I don't see him up there line. You can't really tell yet.
Yeah, he wears number 11. Some of the the return men likely for Skyline. They would love to get the ball into the hands of number 11, Louis Garcia. Let's see if we can check the number here for the kicker. Looks like number 20. Nope, it's number 29. Thanks, Johnny, for zeroing in on him. That's Gabriel Barros. Yeah. So Barros will tee it up for the Blue Devils, who are 0-5 this season. Skyline comes into tonight's game with a record of 2 wins against 3 losses. Steve, I think this is probably billed as a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, I think it is, Mark. You know, like I said, when I said in the pregame, you're going to see a contrast in 2 styles. You're going to see Culpeper, you know, with a more run game, and Skyline can't defend the run very well versus Skyline's passing attack. And Culpeper's going to have to be, you know, plays pretty good in the defensive secondary, and it's going to be interesting. Here we go with the kickoff.
Except that the ball fell off the tee, and so he'll reset it. Gabriel Barros, that is. Number of players wearing pink. That's because of the month, Steve, of October.
Yep, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And here is Barros' kick, and we are underway. They keep it on the ground. This one is live. It's fielded inside the 25-yard line. And what a nice tackle. Oh, the return man there, number 23, Latarian Barber. The tackle made by number 7, Lewis Chapman.
So it's going to be interesting right now, Mark, to see how, you know, we talked about how important it is for Culpeper not to commit any turnovers. That's what's killed them in the first 5 games. And see if they can get a takeaway here from defense against Skyline. And like I said, they're going to have to be on their toes because Skyline's going to like to come out throwing that football.
And they have a tall quarterback in Ryan Scott, relatively, 6'2", 220 pounds. He wears jersey number 4. I would say sort of more of an pistol formation there. Quick throw, far side. And he got his receiver. And they tackle him shy of a first down. The receiver was number 11, Louis Garcia. We mentioned that we would call his name frequently tonight. He's one of their go-to players for Skyline. He picked up 9 yards on first down. Moves it out to the 29-yard line. It's 2nd and 1 from that spot.
Yeah, the quarterback for Skyline's a big athletic guy, Mark. 6'2", 220. That's a prototypical, you know, quarterback. And if he can, you know, Culpeper's going to have to get some pressure on him from the defensive front.
Here is 2nd and 1 for Skyline. They go to the running game. This is McHugh straight ahead. Make that, yeah, it is, number 27, Kyle McHugh, senior running back. He gets a first down. Out to the 36-yard line. Opening minute here of the first quarter. Looking at the Blue Devil defense. Good picture. Very clear from our end. Hope it is for you watching at home. We had the week off last week, Steve, and we're back.
Yep, we're back in the confines of good old Broman Field.
Broman Field. Here is the spread formation. Quarterback Ryan Scott has 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Here he is on the option. He keeps it. And he picks up about, I want to think about 5 yards there as he fell across the 40-yard line out to the 41.
Mark, that's that, like you run it out of the shotgun, almost like a triple option, but it's not. The quarterback had a good ball fake. He froze the defensive end for Culpeper, having to be number 2, Nazier McDonald on that play. And then he took it up for about 5-6 yards. You know, being 6'2", 220, he's not afraid to stick his nose up in there.
So, 2nd down and 5 now from the 41-yard line for the Hawks. Hand off to McHugh, straight ahead. The Blue Devils are there to greet him. And a little bit of a push forward gets it out to the 45-yard line. Pick up the 4 yards in the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down. And about 1, I believe, depending on the spot.
And if I view the audience, the people that might not know where Skyline is, it's located in Warren County. It's right outside Fort Royal. So now Warren County has 2 high schools, Warren County High School and Skyline. Skyline opened up about 4 years ago.
Yeah. I think they may want to measure this one. It's very close with first down yardage. And here they come to measure. As they measure, we'll tell you that this broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And it is inches short, about a half a foot actually, it looks like.
It's going to be 3rd and inches, just shy.
Short of a first down, Steve. It'll be 3rd and we'll have to call it 1.
3rd and inches mark, and it's just going to be, Culpeper just got to get up there and load up on that box and see if they can get a good push, get that offensive line, see if they can stop that quarterback in the backfield, that running back in the backfield.
And the quarterback is Ryan Scott, a senior. Another name we expect to call tonight is number 7, Quentin Diggs. But the running back there is McHugh. McHugh gets the call. McHugh's fighting for yardage. And I think forward progress will give him that first down.
Yeah, I believe so. You just had to get a few inches. They already saved the first down.
Yeah.
But Culpeper had some good push right there in the defensive front right there. It wasn't easy to get in those inches right there. But again, Culpeper just defensively just got to keep Skyline in front of him. That quarterback knows what he's doing, and he just got to see if they can get some pressure on him.
George Mosley now into the game for the Blue Devils. Gerald Fitzgerald to the sidelines. Here's McHugh looking for some running room. Can't find any. Good penetration. There is Brad Krim and number 40, Blake Polari, one of the starters. They combine for the tackle. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock shows just under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. So far we're scoreless. Skyline received the opening kickoff. They started this drive at their own 20. They've moved it out to the 46. We're at 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. The quarterback is Ryan Scott. McHugh, the running back there with him. Man in motion with Terrian Barber. There's a fumble on the play. McHugh picks it up. He's in trouble. Ed, I don't see a penalty flag coming. That was a good tackle. Looked like he went pretty high to bring him down. Did number 51. That was, let's see, that 51 is Jaden Brown.
And he just tackled him right there on the shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Mark. He did not horse collar him, so there was no flag there. He didn't grab the face mask. And we'll see the official there calling something. Yeah,
it is a face mask. I knew that he was in the area of that being potentially there. I couldn't see if he actually got the face mask, but it looked like he was right in that area.
It was in the area. I didn't see it though. I mean, I didn't think he got the face mask, but who knows? But the officials, it was a late flag. I didn't even see the flag on the field. Now I see it. So that's going to be 15 yards from the spot. Is it going to be enough to give him a first down?
Well, I don't think it will be, because they're going to mark it about midfield, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, actually Blue Devil territory at the 49. And 2nd down and about 5 from that spot. Clock is stopped with 8 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Now it resumes. Skyline sends 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom of your screen. The quarterback is Ryan Scott, pistol formation. Back there, McHugh, the running back, he gets the call straight ahead, runs into Brad Krim. Brad Krim hangs on, and then help comes quickly in the form of number 20, George Mosley, to combine for the tackle. And now it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. Nice job of the Blue Devil defense that time, Steve.
Good job there, Mark, and what they're going to have to do, a big 3rd down play right here. Look for Skyline to go a little bit play action on this, because they've been trying to soften that Blue Devil defense with a run. So Culpeper's going to be aware of the play action right here.
So here is 3rd down and 4 from the Blue Devil 48-yard line. The Hawks have it. Here's McHugh. Fakes it to the running back. And now he runs and is forced out of bounds. It looks like he's going to have a first down with some yardage to spare. The quarterback, Ryan Scott, ran it. He faked it to McHugh. And you mentioned that Ryan Scott, with his height and agility, he can do some damage when he's running the ball. He picks up the first down. And Steve, the Hawks have had possession here in the first quarter, and we're about 1 minute 15 seconds shy of the midway mark. The Blue Devils haven't touched it yet.
Blue Devils haven't touched it, and the Hawks like to play that ball control balanced offense.
Here's a pass. This one is batted down. I believe the credit goes to Jaden Brown there, number 51, and he gets the congratulations from Nazir McDonald. So 2nd and 10 from the Blue Devil 40-yard line. This broadcast made possible by Virginia Community Bank. Bank of tomorrow and every day after. Virginia Community Bank, banking for life at
60-34. So the Hawks keep it, 2nd and 10. They have it at the Blue Devil 40-yard line. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And here is play action. They throw it to the top of your screen. They got a receiver, and he's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. That was, let's see, number 8, the receiver, Matt Rutherford. And Hoffman came up and made the tackle about a yard shy of the first down.
The only thing that the Blue Devils, that hurts the Blue Devils, is you got a lot of two-way players, Mark. And with this ball control offense that Skyline's running right now, they look to keep this a close ball game, and hopefully Culpeper can get tired with their two-way players.
Well, it's 3rd down and 1 now for the Hawks from the Blue Devil 31-yard line. Straight ahead, the ball carrier will have first down yardage. That was Louis Garcia. And the Hawks doing a good job of ball control and mixing it up here. They started this drive on their own 20, and they've moved it down to the Blue Devil 28.
See, this is an important game for Culpeper, too. Not only is it a big game, Culpeper try to get on the winning column, but it's a district game as well.
They've run 11 plays, have the Hawks, and we're approaching the midway mark in the first quarter, and the Hawks have had the ball the entirety. So here is Ryan Scott on first down. Play action. He's got time. He throws near side. Incomplete. A little behind the intended receiver there, number 11, was Louis Garcia. 2nd and 10. That was probably a pretty good time to throw it, Steve, when you think about how they've mixed it up and been moving down the field.
It was, Mark. It was play action, and he kind of frees the linebackers. Garcia would have to catch it. The throw would have been a little bit better throw. It wasn't thrown behind. But again, Culpeper, I think what they got to do defensively, they've got to put some blitz packages in, Mark, and try to get pressure on Scott.
Yeah, there hasn't been any pressure yet. And he can do some damage when he's got time. Here's the option. He gets it back to Garcia. Garcia forced out of bounds. We'll check the spot. Coming over to force him out of bounds was number 13, Nathan Martin. We'll check the spot here. Looks like it's going to be about the 18-yard line. And that'll be, let's see, 19-yard line. That should be a first. No, they're saying it's 3rd and short.
3rd and about a yard, Mark.
Well, they've been here before, have the Blue Devils. Big 3rd down as the Hawks have grinded this one halfway through the quarter. There's McHugh. He's got an opening. He's got a first down. And he was tackled by number 13, Nathan Martin. And the Hawks are driving here. This is a good-looking drive. They started this one on their own 20-yard line. And 12-13, they've run 14 plays in this drive.
And Mark, you got to be impressed with Skyline's offensive line. They're really dominating, controlling that line of scrimmage right now against the Blue Devils.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kyle McHugh is a running back behind the quarterback there, Ryan Scott. Pistol formation, 1st and 10. And they hand it off McHugh, left tackle. They hold him to a gain of about 2 yards. And Blake Polari and Nazir McDonald combined for the tackle.
Again, Mark, this is they're inside that red zone. Culpeper hasn't had too good of a track record so far this season with handling opponents once they get inside the red zone. So let's see what Culpeper can do here.
2nd down and 8 from the 13. Play action. Being chased as the quarterback. He's going to keep it, and they tackle him out of bounds. Coming over to make the tackle is Polari on the quarterback, Ryan Scott.
Scott's a big boy, 6'2", 220, Mark. He's that's a big man to try to bring down.
Got down to the 9-yard line. He picked up 4 yards, and it's 3rd and about 4 from that spot. 4 minutes, 57 seconds to play in the first quarter. No score. The Hawks have had it the entire time here in the first.
Talking about ball control.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16 plays they've run on this opening drive. They've got it 3rd and 4 from the Blue Devil 9-yard line. Here's a pump fake, and Atkins keeps it. Ryan Scott, rather, the quarterback. Good effort. I don't think they signal a touchdown yet, but they're going to have 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line, it looks like. But Ryan Scott, that was an excellent
Well,
excellent fake.
It pump fake. He pumped it, and everybody jumped up. And then as soon as they jumped up, he took off. The hole was pretty big, and ran up in there. I thought he was going in there for the score. Blue Devils got to keep their feet planted. I know trying to knock the pass down, but they got to put pressure on the quarterback, not to be jumping up in the air. They got to get in there and see if they can get him down on the ground. But
well, they've got it first and goal from the 1 yard line. Ryan Scott, the quarterback, he's directed this drive. It's been an impressive one for Skyline. Here's the pitch to McHugh, coming to the near side. McHugh gets into the, well, or does he? No, he's going to be just shy of the pylon there. He was reaching for the pylon, and he didn't get it. And there's a penalty flag down as well. Did you see it?
I didn't see the flag.
There it is. It is down at about the 5 yard line. Here it comes. It's a call of holding against Skyline. Their first penalty tonight.
Their first penalty tonight right there, and that helps the Blue Devils right there. That'll be a spot, 10 yard, spot foul.
Well, Steve, talk about the Blue Devil defense and what it means to be on the field this long. I mean, I know we're in the first quarter, but 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 19 plays on this drive.
Well, that's the key is the conditioning level, Mark. They had an off week last week, bye week. I'm sure, they practice according to Coach Wakefield. They had good practice. But see how the conditioning level, and we'll tell in the fourth quarter.
All right, it's at the 14 yard line now where it's first down and goal from there. Here's Ryan Scott making a move. Makes another move, but he's tackled in his tracks there by number 51, Jaden Brown. Good tackle. Solo tackle by Brown to help the Blue Devil cause here. It's going to bring up second down and goal from the, no gain on the play. Second and goal from the 14.
And Jaden Brown is impressing me, Mark. He's only a sophomore, and he's listed as, in 10th grade, but he's probably about 6'1", 6'2". About 6'2", looks like he's, going to be a good football player.
All right, here's second and goal for the Hawks from the Blue Devil 14-yard line. Clock running, 3:40 to play in the first quarter. We're scoreless, but the Hawks have had it the entire first quarter on a very impressive drive. Only the holding mars what's been a very impressive drive, and an incomplete pass intended for Matt Rutherford. And now we're going to have third and goal from the 14. Steve, the Blue Devil defense has sort of been on its heels with this mixed attack from the Hawks, but it would be certainly a real bonus if they could hold this team to a field goal try, if in fact they were to go that option.
Yeah, if they can hold them to a field goal, Mark, that would be a definite win-win for the Blue Devil defense.
So we have a big third down, obviously, right?
Third down right here.
Mm-hmm. Third and goal from the 14. Ryan Scott, the quarterback. He's got time. He's throwing in the end zone. Nearly picked off. He had it, and he dropped it. That was Nathan Martin, number 13. And now we've got a fourth down. Will we see the field goal unit come on?
I was paying attention in pregame to the field goal kicker. He wasn't doing too well. So I don't know if they're going to, I think they might try to go for it here. Looks like they're going to call timeout.
All right. It would be a 31-yard field goal attempt if they go for it, and it looks like they are, because they're going to mark it right at the 21-yard line. And the kicker is Douglas Cummings. The holder is Matt Rutherford. Here's the snap and the hold, and there's the kick. It is wide left, it looks like, from here. No good. Wow. So the Blue Devil defense survives.
They survived on that one, Mark, and it was a bad snap. That's what messed the timing off in that field goal, and they was able to kick it wide. But now the Blue Devils take over with 3:24 to go here in the first quarter. So the defense wants to get off the field and see what the offense can do. The worst thing that can happen right here is either a turnover or they go 3 and out, and get then defense got to get back on that field.
Well, let's see, 12. Unofficially, Hanover, that's the other Hanover Hawks. It's the Skyline Hawks. They ran 22 plays, moved it down to the Blue Devil 1-yard line, didn't get in, and the 31-yard field goal attempt was wide. And the Blue Devils have it now for the first time here in the quarter, but they call it timeout. Well, let's talk about that drive, Steve. I was impressed with it, but I suppose you could say the Hawks really were their own worst enemy, because they had it down at the 1-yard line, and it was the holding penalty that set them back, and then it changed things for them.
Yeah, I mean, the holding penalty did them in, really helped the Blue Devils. Blue Devils were able to hold on defense. But again, Mark, what really concerns me is from the defensive standpoint of the Blue Devils is this, that they cannot be on the field in 14, 16 plays and allow Skyline to just keep going up and down the field. Even though Skyline didn't score, eventually the Blue Devils will start wearing out. They have a lot of two-way players. As does Skyline. But it's going to come down, I think, in the game of conditioning, see what the conditioning levels are of each team.
8 minutes and 36 seconds did the Hawks have that opening drive there, only to come away with nothing. Blue Devils have it. Here is Gabe Fry off left tackle. He drags a couple defenders out across the 25-yard line. So he picked up, well, actually 6 yards in the play. 2nd and 4 for the Blue Devils from their own 26-yard line. 3:05, clock ticking, first quarter, no score. The Blue Devils just got their hands on this football for the first time tonight just a moment ago. It's 2nd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. And they hand it off to number 45, makes a nice move, got away from one tackler, and then was tackled shy of a first down. That was number 45, Noah Staten, the ball carrier. And lining up at the quarterback position was number 15, Javay Coleclaw, Steve.
Yeah, there's a little of a wildcat formation right now. But what they're going to do now is you're sitting here, Culpeper, is like I said, they're going to be a more of a run-oriented team. It looks like about 3rd, maybe a half a yard at the most, Mark. So,
and so
Gabe Fry, that's what I give it to him.
Well, he's lined up back there on the wing. Long snap count, and they snap it to number 15, Javay Coleclaw. Coleclaw straight ahead, first down yardage. And Steve, as they can put together a drive here, the least they could do is give their defensive teammates some time to catch their breath.
Well, that's what they have to do right now. See, Skyline's run defense, Mark, if the scouting reports are true, it's not very good. They gave up a lot of yards to Hanley and James Wood and Central of Woodstock. So Culpeper can pound it up front. That's just going to help the Blue Devils.
Here's the running back. Nice running by number 45, Noah Staten. He picked up 8 or 9 yards on the play. And you're looking at, it's just a different look for the Blue Devils in that offensive backfield, Steve.
Going old school, brother, old school. Back to the running game, high school football. Now Culpeper's become a run-oriented offense. And right now, I think that helps because they had to adjust to their personnel with Eric Wilson going down with that injured shoulder.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Steve. And Noah Staten picked up 9 yards on the play. He comes to the sidelines. We got a blurry camera thing here, blurry picture coming our way. But it looks, yeah, there we go. This is going to be a little shy of a first down. It looks like Nazir McDonald was the ball carrier.
But again, where Culpeper can be dangerous with Capone Hoven, he can throw it. Is the Hawks are going to be looking run first. This is where you can sneak somebody downfield on a post pattern over the middle or right down the sideline when you hit them with either a quick slant or a go route. So we'll see what Coach Wakefield and the staff can do here because, 3rd and short.
And Coleclaw back there. They snap it to him. Here is Staten, the ball carrier. Got behind his blockers, and he's bouncing off defenders like a pinball. And Staten gets into Skyline territory. First down yardage. And he comes to the sidelines and gets the congratulations from his teammates for a job well done. That's determined running, Steve.
It was. He got stuck. I was impressed, Mark. He got stuck and still didn't go down. He took the blow and still kept his legs moving. But maybe we found a running back.
Well, they're mixing it up there. You don't know who they're going to get the ball to. Javay Coleclaw lines up back there as more of this wildcat formation. There's Coleclaw waiting for something to develop, and he did cross the line of scrimmage and pick up a yard on the play. They're going to mark it at the 44-yard line, and the final seconds of this first quarter are ticking off. And that looks like that's how that first quarter is going to end, and it does. We've played one here at Broman Field. We're scoreless. We'll take a quick break and come back for the start of the second. Right after this, stay tuned. You're watching Blue Devils football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
What do your clothes say about you? Well, if they were screen printed or embroidered at Triple Image, they can speak volumes. Originality, professionalism, experience. Your clothes can speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image. 829-1050. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford offers award-winning service and unprecedented selection of new and used vehicles. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community.
CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, skateboarding, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams and do your best. Every lifelong relationship starts with day one. At Virginia Community Bank, we'll talk about how you can bank with us for life. With 40-plus years of experience in Culpeper and beyond, it's our privilege to help clients achieve their goals, short-term, long-term, and everywhere in between. Bank with us anytime. Bank with us for a lifetime.
Welcome back to our broadcast and to the start of the second quarter here at Broman Field. We're scoreless as we start the second quarter. The Blue Devils have it 2nd down and 8 from the Skyline 43-yard line. I had a slip of the tongue earlier when I mentioned another school, Steve, but that would be an answer to a trivia question. We have the Skyline Hawks as an opponent tonight. Name another school known as the Hawks in Virginia.
Hanover Hawks. There's a lot of Hawks, I think, in the state of Virginia. More, I don't think we can name them all.
No, but Hanover certainly comes to mind. I see them during wrestling season down at the 4A tournament. They usually factor into the mix at some point. All right, here it is. Blue Devils have it 2nd down and 8 at the Hawks 43-yard line. This is the start of the second quarter, and we're scoreless. Coleclaw back there. Takes the snap. Noah Staten gets to the outside. Couldn't quite get the edge, as making the tackle out there was number 5, Ty Klingerman, cornerback. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 yards to go for a first down.
I mean, I like Staten. I mean, he's compact. Looks like he's a hard runner, Mark, and that's all you can ask for. He's not going to be fancy. He's not going to be a real big speed merchant, but he's going to be powerful and right up in the middle between the tackle, and that's what you like to see if you're going to run a basically wildcat run-oriented offense.
And we're looking at that tonight. Ordinarily, we would see Capone Hoffman back there. Here's 3rd and 5. And here's our pass. He's got Gabe Fry. Gabe Fry has a first down for the Blue Devils, and I'll tell you what, that gives the home crowd something to cheer about here at homecoming night.
Well, Mark, let's go to replay on this. See here is just a perfect way to throw the football for Culpeper in that offense. Run him out as a rolling quarterback and run, just doing a rolling little short pass, with the receiver dragging across the middle. And that was Gabe Fry, big yardage, big play.
1st and 10 Blue Devils from the Hawks 22-yard line. Got movement right side, and Hanover. Skyline knows that number 45 may be the guilty party. That would be Tyler Hugo.
So we've got Hanover on the brain.
And I got Hanover on the brain. Well, they are a 4A school. The 5-yard penalty moves it to the 17-yard line. It's 1st and 5 from that spot. Scoreless here. Opening minutes of the second quarter here at Broman Field. Again, the Blue Devil homecoming tonight. And in that backfield is Javea Coleclaw and a host of others. And this is number 40, Blake Polari, his first carry tonight. And picked up maybe a yard in the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down.
Second, they're going to say, what, about 4
3.
yards? Yeah, I'm surprised you don't see Capone Hoffman in at the quarterback spot, but you see him at, right now, and he's not even there on the offense right now.
2nd and 4 Blue Devils from the Hawks 15-yard line. Coleclaw. Hands off. Here's Gabe Fry. Can't find much there. Ran into 2 or 3 defenders, including linebacker there, number 57. Justin Jenkins, middle linebacker. And gained just a yard. That brings up 3rd and 3.
It looks like they're going to go with Coco Mark as their quarterback.
Noah Staten checks back into the game. He's had some running yards tonight for the Blue Devils on this drive. This drive started at the Blue Devil 20. They've moved it down to the Hawks 14. It's 3rd and 3 from that spot. Javea Colclaw back there for the Blue Devils. He takes the snap. He's going to run it. He's going to have a first down and more! And he dives into the end zone, or does he? He does! He's in!
Touchdown! Blue Devils! And it was 14 yards for Javea Colclaw on the quarterback keeper mark right over the left side. Great blocking up front for that offensive line. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Comes to 9 minutes and 36 seconds to play in the second quarter. So a couple of things have happened for the Blue Devils here tonight, Steve. Defensively, they were on their heels and gave up a long drive, but the good news is they didn't give up any points on Skyline's opening drive, and then they come back and their offensive teammates put together an 80-yard drive, which they cap. The PAT is good, which they cap on a 14-yard run by Javea Colclaw. And that's a swing in several points there, because really it looked like Skyline was going to score first, but they were turned back, and now the Blue Devils come back and score. How huge do you think that is psychologically for this team here tonight?
It's very huge, Mark, because it sets the tone now for the rest of the evening. Culpeper scored first. You want to take advantage. They gave up a long, drive by Skyline, 15, 16 plays. Almost Skyline, was able to turn it back with that penalty, and now they came down and made Skyline pay for that penalty and scored themselves. Now, what you got to expect from the Blue Devil defense is see if they can limit here Skyline to a 3-and-out.
Well, this broadcast is made possible by CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. Well, the Culpeper's Crosstown rivals, the Eastern View Cyclones, having a really nice season, doing push-ups after the touchdown. But Steve has mentioned Eastern View in action tonight against Chancellor. Eastern View 6-0 and Chancellor 0-6. I mean, Chancellor has been a formidable opponent over the years. Perhaps not tonight. We don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a rout. Chancellor is very down this year. They've lost a lot to graduation.
Barros' kick is fielded at the 15-yard line. 20, and tackled just shy of the 25-yard line was the return man, Latarian Barber. And that's where the Hawks will set up on offense for the second time tonight. They were turned back for no points after that long first drive they had. They're going to have this one at their own 30-yard line.
Daryl Fitzgerald up front. He's got to have a monster game, Mark, at that nose tackle position. He's really got to occupy and let the linebackers clean up on this run game with Skyline.
Okay, 1st and 10 Hawks from their own 30-yard line. Quarterback is Ryan Scott. Empty back. Well, there's a player back there. Here's Scott. He's got time. Throwing downfield long. This one incomplete, intended for Louis Garcia. Looked like he had a chance to connect with him, Steve.
He did. Garcia just dropped it. I mean, it was a good throw. Scott was on the money and looked like Garcia was going to run right under it. But he was fortunate for the Blue Devils to drop the ball.
Well, that was our first look at Ryan Scott's long-range passing.
He can throw it. I was watching him in pregame.
2nd down and 10 Hawks from their own 30. They trail 7-0 with 9:19 to play here in the first. Make that the second quarter. Scott in the pistol. There's a man in motion. It's Latarian Barber. And they go to the run. Nothing doing. They stop the running back right at the line of scrimmage. Several Blue Devils in on the tackle, including number 20, George Mosley. Brings up 3rd and 10. This is a good position for the defense to be in, Steve.
Very good, Mark, right here. And you expect a pass here, or maybe a little bit play action, or maybe Scott will try to roll it and try to throw or do the run pass option. But Blue Devils just got to keep the receiver in front of them, not let him pick up 10 yards.
All right, big 3rd down. It's 3rd and 9 actually for the Hawks. See what Ryan Scott dials up here. Throws near side, setting up the screen, trying to. Not a lot of running room for Nathan Abel as the Blue Devils close quickly. Number 13 on the tackle, Nathan Martin, he had some help, and now we'll see the Skyline punting team.
Well, Mark, that was coming probably from good scouting and being off, last week and then 2 weeks to prepare for Skyline. The Blue Devil defense sniffed that one right out, right from the get-go.
All right, well, the punter, I believe is the quarterback, Ryan Scott. Yeah, he does double as the punter. So watch out. He could throw it back there, but he's not going to. He's going to kick it. It's a good high kick. Sends the return man back deep. He fields it near the 30-yard line. He lost his footing, was Capone Hoffman. And they're going to have it about the 27-yard line. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive at 547-3673. So a 7-0 lead for the Blue Devils as they send the offense back on the field with average field position here at the, looks like it's going to be at about the 30-yard line. No, maybe not. They're replacing the ball there at the 27. Culper will have it.
Mark right there, I know Capone often wanted to run with the ball. He lost his footing, and now he's back there under center. So you're going to see this quarterback by committee, I think.
So we see, like you pointed out, Capone Hoffman in there for the first time. Here is Hoffman, going to keep it. Straight ahead he goes. He runs into a hard tackler there. As he got across the 30 to the 31. He picked up 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up. Clock ticking, 7:25 to play here at Broman Field in the second quarter. Our score, Blue Devils 7, Hawks nothing. They call it the 31. It's 2nd and 6. Capone Hoffman in there. Javea Coleclaw back there with him. Here is Hoffman straight ahead. Shrugs a defender, picks up first down yardage. They forced him out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. A pick up of 14 yards and a Blue Devil first down.
Yeah, they're going to mark him right out of the 45 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like. And again, good running by Hoffman. And they, just take what the defense is giving you. That's what Culpeper's doing right now.
And what the Blue Devils are giving the Skyline defense is a couple of different looks, because they started out with Javea Coleclaw back there, sort of a wildcat formation. Then they bring in what I'm sure Skyline thought was Culpeper's starting quarterback, so a different look here. Now Coleclaw back there again, and he hands off to Hoffman. This is a different dimension here as well. Hoffman picks up yardage. He got, it looks like, into Skyline territory at the 48-yard line. That's a pickup of 7 or 8 yards on the play. We'll check the spot. It is an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2 from the Skyline 48-yard line.
It looks like, again, Culpeper is good, looking good, Mark, on offense. I mean, they're mixing it up and they're controlling the football game, and now they're controlling the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line is dominating up front.
And I'm sure their defensive teammates are happy about that. After that long drive by Sky, we got movement top of your screen left side. Could work against Brad Krim. That would be a 5-yard penalty. It is against the Blue Devils.
That's going to take them instead of 2nd and short. Making them about 2nd and about, it's going to be about 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8.
Still 2nd down.
Yep, 2nd and 8 from the Blue Devil 47-yard line. Hoffman back there. They snap it to him. Here's Hoffman. Gets away from the first defender. Gets out to about midfield. That's where they stop him. Several players in the tackle for Skyline. It's going to bring up a manageable 3rd down situation. 3rd and about 4. Right at midfield.
Mark, I'm glad Culpeper went back to the helmets with the C on them instead of the plain blue ones. I do like the helmets a lot better. You got C on one side and number on the other.
It's the same font that the Cleveland Indians and Cincinnati Reds use, right?
Yep.
Well, we would know that, wouldn't we? 3rd and 4. Hoffman throws. Oh, there's Gabe Friday. You ever threw him out there? I'm not sure.
And there's no whistle.
Oh, they're going to say no whistle. That would be a lateral. You got it.
It's a
Picked
touchdown,
up.
Skyline. No replay either.
That would be Nathan Abel, an alert Nathan Abel, who didn't stop on the play. As you pointed out, no whistle. It wasn't an incomplete pass. It turns out to be a lateral, and now Abel is taking it to the house from 50, well, I'll say 50 yards. And it is.
Let's get a replay on this, Mark. And look right here. Look at the pass. Is the quarterback just dropping back and throwing it? It looked like it for a minute. Culpepper just stopped. It was overthrown Gabe Fry, but it was thrown behind him. And it was there, no whistle. Everyone, Culpepper thought it was incomplete, and they're walking back, trying to go back to the huddle, and Skyline took it to the house.
And on to tie it up is Douglas Cummings. And his kick is up and no good. So PAT no good. 7-6 now our score. The Blue Devils were up 7-0, and on that lateral that resulted in a fumble, Nathan Abel, the junior defender there, picked it up, went the distance. Point after no good. Our score 7-6 with 5:27 to play here in the second quarter. And this broadcast is made possible by Found & Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons at 825-3530.
You know, Mark, I'm surprised that Coach Wakefield and Steph didn't really protest a little more vehemently against the officials, because, I mean, the officials thought it was a lateral. It could have gone either way, but again, Culpepper's got to learn. You don't stop until you hear the whistle.
Yeah, that's certainly the message. And the lesson. 7-6 our score. Well, we predicted it would be a close game. So far it is. We've got a lot of football, obviously, to play still.
Well, the only consolation is they missed the PAT and Culpepper's ahead 7-6.
Well, there is one other consolation, though. You think about Skyline's opening drive and how they got it down to the 1 yard line. They were denied.
Yep. That's true.
All right.
Sometimes karma is you know what.
Douglas Cummings tees it up for Skyline. Big number 72 there for the Blue Devils, Steve. Logan Boydo.
Big boy.
He sure is. Here's a kick that should be returned. It is by Nazir McDonald. Took it on the run. McDonald looking for some running room. And they sling him to the ground after he crossed the 25-yard line.
It'll be a first down for the Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils are going to start right there, Mark, on the 20. Looks like just outside the. Looks like they're going to mark it just about where the 28, 29-yard line. Yeah, about 28-yard line. And Blue Devils are going to have a 1st and 10. Let's see if they can get their offense back and going and rolling again.
Oh, we got a penalty against the receiving team there.
Oh, I didn't see the flag.
Yeah, it's a block in the back call. So now they'll mark it off. They're going to start deeper in their own territory with 5:18 to play, leading by 1.76 do the Blue Devils. They mark it off, and wow, this is going to be down inside the 10-yard line. Well, right at the 10-yard line.
Well, Mark, Blue Devils got to be careful with the ball back here.
Mm-hmm.
Get deep in their own territory. They don't want to have a turnover and have Skyline capitalize.
Well, it was the issue of turnovers we talked about in the pregame show, wasn't it?
Yep. And you got to say that was a turnover that scored the last time. Lateral and everyone stopped.
Handoff is to Coldclaw. Nominal gain there. Second down coming up. They gave him 2 yards. 2nd and 8 from the 12. Under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Our score 7-6 Blue Devils. Visiting Skyline Hawks, as you pointed out, about 4 years in existence, and they're up in Front Royal, so as is Warren County High School, known as the Wildcats, and they're 3A as well, aren't they?
Yep.
All right, so here is a 2nd and 8 now from the 12-yard line. Chavez Coldclaw back into the game in the backfield. Hands off. No, it's a fake to Hoffman. Coldclaw keeps it. Good running by Coldclaw. Determined running. And Coldclaw will have a 1st down for the Blue Devils. So he gave him some breathing room, Steve.
He sure did, Mark. That was a good run, good hard run. And a first down run for the Blue Devils.
Out to the 25-yard line. He picked up 13 yards and a first down. The clock continues to run. 4:15 to play here in the second quarter. We've seen a different look tonight from the Blue Devil offense.
Yeah, they've only attempted, what, one pass, I think? No, two. They've attempted two passes. One was a lateral that the Hawks capitalized on.
We got movement in the backfield, but they don't call a penalty. And here is the handoff to Hoffman. He's looking for some running room. He finds a little bit, picked up a couple of good blocks out there. I think he sort of waited for that play to develop, and then he sprung forward, picked up first down yardage. They're going to mark it shy of the 40-yard line at the 38. So he picked up 13 yards. And that was just disciplined running, don't you think, by Hoffman?
Disciplined running, but also caught the Hawks off guard because they thought Culpeper jumped. And so they kind of stopped a little bit and looking up and looking at the official. Culpeper snapped the ball, caught the Hawks on their heels right there. Good play.
Yeah, I thought looked like there was some slight movement in the backfield they didn't call. And as you pointed out, you've got to stay tuned. You've got to stay focused. Here it is. First down now. Blue Devils from their own 38-yard line. Coleclaw back there. He hands off to Hoffman. Hoffman over the right side. Not much doing this time. He's going to be right at about the 40-yard line. Will pick up 2 yards. Going to bring up second down and about 8.
They're trying to do that jet sweep with Capone Hoffman. It's been working over there on that right side against Skyline, but not there in that play.
Second down and 8 now for the Blue Devils from the 40-yard line. We mentioned Eastern View in action tonight at home against Chancellor. The Eastern View juggernaut continues, doesn't it, Steve? They really racked up some points this year.
They have, Mark, and I look for them to win big tonight against Chancellor.
All right, here it is, second and 8. Coleclaw, hands off, Hoffman. Hoffman back to Coleclaw. This one not going anywhere because the defender there, number 27, stayed at home. That was Kyle McHugh coming up from his linebacker position to throw Coleclaw for a loss on the play. Going to bring up third and about 14.
And Mark, there was really no backside blocking on that play. And for that play to develop, you had to have your left tackle and your guard and your also wide receiver block on that play, and they just didn't hold their blocks, and Skyline was right there to sniff it right out.
Yeah, well, the linebacker there, McHugh, did a good job staying at home. Third and 14 now, Blue Devils from their own 35. Here's Hoffman throwing out, trying to get it to Gabe Fry. Incomplete. Now we'll have a fourth down, and we'll see the Blue Devil punting team. With 1:54 to play here in the second quarter. Gabe Fry handles the kicking duties, well, at least the punting duty tonight for the Blue Devils. We've seen, was it Barros?
Yeah, Barros handling the kickoff.
Gabriel Barros handling the kickoffs. Gabe Fry stands at his own 20-yard line. Back deep is Latarian Barber. Here's Fry's kick. No one back there. Let's check the roll. Takes the Blue Devil bounce just inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 19. And so when Skyline comes back into the field, they'll have 1:44 to work with from the 19-yard line, trailing by a point, 7-6. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Triple Image. Make your clothes speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image at 829-1050. So Skyline's offense back on the field, starting from its own 19. Quarterback is Ryan Scott. He can run it, he can throw it. He's thrown one long pass tonight, which was incomplete. Looks like he's going to throw it again. This is a short one, trying to set up the screen to McHugh. This play never developed as the Blue Devils, Brad Krim and number 42, Adam Mifsud, combined for the tackle.
And Mark, that was sniffed out good by the Blue Devil defense. And I want to give you a little score update, courtesy of Johnny Krawchuk. Eastern View's beating Chancellor 7 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the second quarter by a score of 21-0.
Okay. Having their way so far. Second and 10 now. On the rollout, And the quarterback, Ryan Scott, keeps it. He'll be shy of a first down. It'll be third down. He did stop the clock with 1:01 to play here in the second quarter.
Again, the Culver has got to be aware they just can't give up that big play.
And ball at the 24-yard line. He picked up 5 yards. It's 3rd and 5 from that spot. Ryan Scott in the pistol there. McHugh, the ball carrier. And he got across the 25 to the 26. He's going to be short of a first down. 4th down coming up. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout taken by the Blue Devils. Pretty good time to take one. They want to get the ball back and have some time to work with their offense. They could get pretty good field position off of this punt.
Not only that, or try to go for the block punt and try to really, go after the punter here for Skyline, see if they can get even closer. Get a score here for the touchdown.
Looking at Blue Devils head coach Ken Wakefield there and the Blue Devil defenders.
What he's telling his defenders, do not jump off sides. It's 4th and 3. You know that Skyline's going to try to do a hard count on that punt. So,
yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, what's the difference of punting 4th and 3 or 4th and 8?
Right.
For Skyline's perspective. So they're going to try to. Culver's got to watch that up front. Don't get too aggressive up there.
So you can expect sort of a long snap count here to try to draw the Blue Devils off sides.
Well, he looks like it's going to be a quick kick.
Well, this Ryan Scott, the quarterback, is also the team's punter. He's going to throw it out here near side. And second effort will give the Hawks a first down. That was a good play call by Skyline. They moved the sticks, and they keep their drive alive here.
That was a big gamble deep in their territory like that, but I think that Culpeper had him confused. They had Culpeper confused because Scott's the punter, and the way he lined up, they thought he might quick kick it. And again, Culpeper was caught flat-footed.
All right, here's Scott. Rolls to his right, looking downfield, throwing a long pass, and he's got a receiver out there. It's caught by Louis Garcia, number 11. Huge gain. The very thing you were just talking about, Steve. Don't give up the big play. And they just gave up one. The ball is now down at the Blue Devil 11-yard line.
The clock running. You're going to start as soon as the ball's placed. As soon as the sticks are in. And again, Scott threw off his running to his right. And threw down, what an arm, and threw down to Streaking Garcia on the left side. Yeah,
actually down to the 16, rather. Huge gain. On the slant, this one incomplete. And this one intended for Ty Klingerman. 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks from the Blue Devils' 16-yard line. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout to think about it. So what a huge pass play. The very thing that you said they shouldn't give up is that big play, and they did.
They did. And so, again, now, which is the Blue Devils on defense, you got they're on the 16-yard line.
Right.
2nd and 10. You just got to keep everything in front. You got 22 seconds. I would think there's probably time here. Definitely for 2 plays, maybe 3. But you got to have the Blue Devils keep the ball in front of them and keep them out of the end zone.
So if you're Skyline, do you pass on these downs here?
I think you almost have to, unless Scott can see an opening. Now, you got to be aware of Ryan Scott can run. And if he sees an open lane, I'm sure he's going to try to take it. But I definitely think you got to throw it to get here.
All right, after the timeout, the Hawks have it. 2nd and 10 from the Blue Devil 16-yard line. Ryan Scott, the quarterback. Running back Kyle McHugh back there with him. 2 receivers, both sides. Here's Scott. Here comes the pressure. He's in trouble, and he finally gets rid of it. This one is going to be incomplete. So rather than giving up the sack, he threw it downfield, an incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 3rd down. And
13 seconds, huh? And how good is their field goal kicker?
That I don't know. But it's 3rd and 10 from the Blue Devil 16-yard line with 13.7 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. And so Ryan Scott, it looked like they had him, Steve. He was able to get rid of it.
They had good pressure on him right there, and he was able to get rid of it. Now, what it looks like they're going with 2 wideouts to the left and 2 to the right, Mark.
And Ryan Scott back there in the pistol with Kyle McHugh. Here he is. He's going to keep it. Quarterback draw. Looking for running room. He's got a little bit, and they gang tackle him finally short of the 10-yard line. And now we're going to have a timeout taken, it looks like, by Skyline with 5.8 seconds to play. Would that be, you think they're gearing up for what would be the last play? Yeah, it is 4th down and 10, so I guess we'll see their field goal team come on.
I think he was just trying to run it to get in the middle of the field for the kicker if he couldn't get it in, because there's only 5.8 seconds to go. And they're going to try the field goal right here and see if they can go and score. They'll take the lead 9-7.
So if they mark it here spotted at the 20, now that's going to be more at the 17. So this will be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Looks like it's going to be taken by Ryan Scott, the quarterback, and the holder is number 8, Matt Rutherford. So from the 17-yard line, a 27-yard field goal attempt.
Yep.
Maybe. There's the spot. Here's the kick, and this one is a line drive kick. Good. It did clear the crossbar. It wasn't pretty, but it didn't have to be to get the 3 points, said Steve.
No style points in the football game. Went through the uprights. It's good. I thought Culper might have got a hand on it.
Yeah, it was not an end-over-end straight-ahead kick. It was sort of a line drive kick. I thought it was going to go wide, but it did clear the crossbar. And now the score is 9-7 in favor of the Hawks, with 2.8 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. Now, Skyline won the toss. They opted to receive. So to start the second quarter, the Blue Devils will be receiving the kickoff. 2.8 seconds to play in this one. I think we're going to look at the final play here in just a moment.
Yep.
Final play of the first half, that is.
If I were Skyline, I know they're not going to try to kick it deep. They're going to try to squib it. See what
Yeah, return man number 81 back there. That's Jordan Williams, yeah, the deepest. Return man is number 81, Jordan Williams.
And the way the kicker's setting it up, he's just going to try to top it, Mark, and try to squib it down the ground.
Well, I think that Ryan Scott's quite a weapon for Skyline, don't you think?
Yeah, he is. He's an athlete.
So he leads the team offensively as a quarterback. They do keep it on the ground. It's an onside kick, fielded by number 10, Deshaun Clark. 1.7 seconds to play, and you figure, well, what would you figure here for the Blue Devils?
Well, I mean, you're down now 9-7. You want to try to get the momentum going back into at halftime. Culpeper probably statistically has dominated the football game from an offensive standpoint, I would think. But right now, do you throw the Hail Mary, or do you just take a knee and come out and try to, because Culpeper is going to get the ball start the third quarter. So
I tend to be a little more on the conservative side at this point. I don't think you want a turnover for sure.
No, you don't want to throw an interception and have the risk that they run it back.
On the other hand, you don't know. So here it is. 1.7 seconds to play and a whistle to stop this one. Looks like the Blue Devils are going to call, or make that Skyline's going to call a timeout.
They wanted to see what kind of formation that the Blue Devils are going to line up in.
Well, this broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. 1.7 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock here in the second quarter. Blue Devils have it at their own 49-yard line, trailing 9-7. And as Steve pointed out, they're due to get the ball to start the third quarter. So, do you take a knee or do you just air it out?
Well, I mean, the thing is, you can air it out. Hopefully, for a Hail Mary, maybe they'll get a score. But again, you don't want to get your offense all spread over the field where if they're intercepted, that Skyline could run it back.
Hoffman's back there. They snap it to him. A little play action. He throws near side to Nazir McDonald, and McDonald breaks a couple tackles, picks up yardage. That'll help pad the stats, but that's the way this first half is going to end with our score. Skyline 9, Culpeper 7. We'll take a break for the intermission. We'll come back for the start of the third quarter when the Blue Devils are expected to receive the kickoff. Stay tuned. You're watching Blue Devils football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
What do your clothes say about you? Well, if they were screen printed or embroidered at triple image, they can speak volumes. Originality, professionalism, experience. Your clothes can speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image. 829-1050. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford offers award-winning service and unprecedented selection of new and used vehicles. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community.
CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, skateboarding, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams and do your best. Every lifelong relationship starts with day one. At Virginia Community Bank, we'll talk about how you can bank with us for life. With 40-plus years of experience in Culpeper and beyond, it's our privilege to help clients achieve their goals, short-term, long-term, and everywhere in between. Bank with us anytime. Bank with us for a lifetime.
All right. Welcome back to our broadcast. Mark O'Connell now joined by Chris Capella. Chris, good to see you as always. What are your thoughts about the first half?
Well, Mark, it's good to see you too. It's been a couple weeks now. So Skyline opens up this game with, I marked it for 19 plays. I have to double check that, but a 19-play drive that nets them 0 points. I think we're seeing a couple different looks from Culpeper, which was kind of to be expected here. Coming off the bye, you get 2 weeks to game plan for everything. Mistakes just continue on Culpeper. I mean, you guys talked about it before the start of this game. 18 turnovers in 5 games. They give up a score in this one because of a lateral, backwards lateral that everyone gives up on. I mean, you just can't turn the ball over, and when you're not forcing turnovers, you're giving up 3 points. It's going to come back and haunt you. So this game's by no means over. This is a close contest right now, and Culpeper's playing hard. They ran the ball well in their first series. It's just always seems to be that one thing that trips them up every game, and they've dug themselves in a little bit of a hole going into the second half here.
In reading your preview of today's game, this is a very important juncture in the season for the Blue Devils. If they want to play in the postseason, they've got to start winning.
Yeah, they do. They are the number 8 seed in the playoff standings right now, and that's kind of all based off of PowerPoints. Their strength of schedule has helped them a lot. But they're going to, at some point, have to win football games to make the playoffs. They're not going to be able to go 0-10 or 1-9 and expect to get in. They're going to have to win some games, and this is a Skyline team here that's 2-3, that's beaten 2 lower-level Class 2 schools this season. So this is a winnable game. This is one that they should be able to get on their home field for homecoming. Yeah, they're going to have to, I mean, that's what it comes down to. You're battling for playoff positioning. Your region isn't too tough. If you get in, you might be able to surprise somebody, but to do so, you've got to build some momentum.
Well, so we talked about the turnovers that have hurt the Blue Devils this season, and of course they had a big one tonight on that lateral. It looked like a pass, but it was ruled a lateral, and the Skyline players didn't give up on it. In fact, Nathan Abel returned it for the fumble recovery for a touchdown. That was a big play, but it's also, that's another concept, big plays. Giving up the big play when they shouldn't. So we go back to late in the second quarter, Chris. Remember when the Blue Devils were up 7-6, and they had a chance really to stop them, but they gave up that long pass downfield, and it put the Hawks in position to come away with some points, and they did, courtesy of a 27-yard field goal by Ryan Scott, but it just didn't have to be that way.
It's just something that shouldn't happen. There's only one way for Skyline to score, in the end of the first half, and that's with the big pass, unless Ryan Scott rips off a big run. But you've got to play back. This is a really inexperienced Culpeper secondary. I mean, there are a lot of those guys were not starters last year, didn't see the field a lot last year. But, you know, at this point, Mark, I mean, this is their 6th game, and we're in week 7. The excuses kind of have to stop, and at some point you have to play good football moving forward, and that's been Culpeper's problem.
Yeah. One of the things I want to ask you, Chris, is what about a little bit different look tonight in the offensive backfield? Rather than starting Capone Hoffman back there, they started Javay Coleclaw, more of a wildcat formation. Then they brought Hoffman in, and they mixed it up sort of nicely. They really didn't have any trouble moving the football.
No, they didn't. That first drive was really good. I'm a little surprised to see that maybe they got a little bit away from it, I suppose, in those next couple of drives where they threw the ball a little more and Capone Hoffman was at quarterback a little bit more. So maybe moving forward here, we see a little bit more Javay Coleclaw at quarterback, and they just get back to what was working in that first drive, which is just run, set up the play action pass, and then run a little bit more, because they're really doing a good job at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football.
That'll be an interesting first half. Two teams pretty evenly matched. Chris Capella, as always, thanks for joining us. Always great to see you.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it, and have a great second half, guys.
Okay, thanks a lot. You know, Chris Capella is sports editor at the Star Exponent. Does a great job over there, and he's been really quite the prognosticator this season. And speaking of prognosticators, a guy who's been around for a while and bleeds Blue Devil blue and gold, that'd be Steve Peacock rejoins us. Steve, the Blue Devils will get the ball to start the third quarter. 9-7 the score. And Chris and I were just talking about turnovers and big plays, the two things that really the Blue Devils really need to shore up and address.
Yeah, they do, Mark. They got to shore up. You know, they gave up a big play with less than 50 seconds to go in the first half. You know, that can spell doom for football teams. And then they've got to, you know, the turnovers and penalties at inopportune times. They're only down 9-7 here. They got to stop this, see if they can get on offense here and get another good offensive series here against the Hawks.
Here's Rutherford's kick, the short one taken on the run. This is Nazir McDonald. Going to be a nice return for the Blue Devils, and they're going to start this third quarter with excellent field position just shy of midfield.
And again, they've been given good field position now. Let's see if they can capitalize on it right here, Mark. Offensively, they just need to, you know, just do like they did when they started the first quarter, after they finally got the ball back from, got the ball in their first offensive series. They did very well.
So they'll start this one on the 48-yard line. If you're just tuning in, our score 9-7 as we start the third quarter here at Broman Field. Blue Devil homecoming. In the backfield is Javay Coleclaw. They snap it to him, wildcat formation. He stiff arms one defender, lowers his shoulder, and gets down to about the 45-yard line, actually inside the 45-yard line. And they're going to mark it right there at the 44. So he picked up 8 yards on first down, 2nd and 2 coming up.
Good offensive play call right there, Mark. Good run by Coleclaw, running right off the right tackle in there, and good blocking up front by the offensive line.
Now it's 2nd and 2. Coleclaw remains back there, and as does number 45, Noah Staten. He looked pretty good. And there he is, his first carry, and Staten doing a nice job getting down to the 35-yard line. He picked up 9 yards and a Blue Devil first down. So Noah Staten making the most of his opportunities here tonight.
And I think they need to keep running him more, Mark. He's just a good power runner right up between the tackles. And exactly what Culpeper needs. Good 9-yard run right there.
Man, I think he's got some little bit of wiggle ability too.
He's compact. He's built like a running back. You can just tell he can just power his way up there. Very powerful from the, you know, with the powerful legs. He can get up in there between the tackles.
And Gabe Fry's in the backfield as well. 1st and 10 Blue Devils from the Hawks' 35-yard line. Javay Coleclaw takes the snap. Hands it off, Gabe Fry. Looking for some running room, finds a little bit. They tackle him inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29. That'll be a pickup of 6 yards on the play, and 2nd and 4 coming up.
Right there, running between the tackles, right, and that's what Culpeper's done well all game long right there. And again, Skyline is not known for its defending the run, Mark, and I think that's what Culper just got to do. Stick with the run up front and consume some clock.
And they're giving him some different looks with Coleclaw, Staten, and Fry. Go back to Staten, straight ahead, lowers his shoulder. He should have a first down, depending with forward progress. We'll check the spot.
And what I like about Staten, Mark, is how he runs with the ball. He takes care of the football.
Yeah.
He runs with 2 hands on it, and he's running very powerful. And they're trying to rip it off. So ball security is also very key down here.
You got it. Just inside the 25-yard line there. The Blue Devils have it first and 10. 9:55 to play in the third. This quarter started with the Blue Devils on offense with the excellent field position from their own 48. They've got it down to the Hawks' 25-yard line. We may have some movement. No, we're going to have yeah, it is a false start on that against that right guard there.
Number 64.
I'll move it back to the 30-yard line where it will be first and 15. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Virginia Community Bank, your bank of tomorrow and every day after. Virginia Community Bank, banking for life at 829-6034. First and 15 now, Blue Devils from the Hawk 30-yard line. Coleclaw handing off. This is Gabe Fry. And tried the right side. Short gain for Fry. And they're going to mark it at 23.
Second down for the Blue
He's
Devils.
over about second down, about 8, Mark.
Let's see, 40, 35, 30, 25, 28. So he picked up 2, yeah. So that's second and 8. This is Staten. Nice move by Staten. Picked up positive yardage. Just shy of a 15-yard line, it looks like. Going to mark it at the 16. Picked up 7.
Mark,
Third and 1.
I can't say enough about Staten. How hard he's running, and really, he's helping the Blue Devils tremendously with those inside runs. I mean, you can get 6, 7 yards a pop every time you run the football. You're going to move the ball down the field.
And with different, Javea Coleclaw and Noah Staten and Gabe Fry and possibly Capone Hoffman to run at you. You don't know what they're going to do here on 3rd and 1. They go with Coleclaw. Straight ahead he goes. He'll have first down yardage. Going to get inside the 10-yard line where it's going to be first and goal. Coleclaw comes up limping.
Yeah, he took a little shot in the thigh right there. He might have a Charlie horse. He comes limping off. And that's not going to help the Blue Devils there.
Well, they're going to mark it. They've marked it at the 8-yard line. It was first and goal from that spot. So the Blue Devils, if they can capitalize here, I mean, they're obviously going to be taking advantage of that excellent field position. They started this drive in their own 48. First and goal from the 8. Staten, the ball carrier, gets down to about the 5. That's going to be second and goal from there.
And I don't see, I'm seeing where Coleclaw, did he go back in or is he on the?
Look for number 15 on the sidelines here.
Can't see him.
All right. Second and 5. Second and goal from the 5. That's Gabe Fry over the left side, and Fry gets down to about the 1. That's going to be 3rd and goal from that spot. 3rd and goal from the 1. A little less than the 1. The official pushes it back a little bit. You can see the spot.
And right now the Blue Devils are doing what they're doing. They've done best so far this season. Just run the football, power football, Mark, old school, right between the tackles.
So Adam Mifsud is in the backfield with Javea Coleclaw on 3rd and goal from the 1. They hike it to Coleclaw. Straight ahead he goes, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Blue Devils. Coleclaw from about a yard out, Mark. Puts Culpeper on top by a score of 13-9. Now, question, you go for 2 or do you go for 1? Because I think you go for 1. What's it, 6 points, 5 points down, and still, either way, Skyline's got to score a touchdown.
I think they're going to go for, well, no, they're going to line up here for the point after, and this is number 29 going to take the kick. This is Gabriel Barrows, the holder's Capone Hoffman. His kick clears the crossbar. It's good. Well, they've made a change in their kicker. a couple of weeks ago when they played Spotsylvania, and it was what, 27-26 game. They had it. They had an opportunity to go for the tie on the PAT or go for the two-pointer. They went for the two-pointer, didn't get it, and it was because apparently they had missed a couple of PATs and they were running at will, so they went for the win, didn't get it. But Gabe Fry had been the kicker, and now they go with Gabriel Barros, and that his point after makes it 14-9. It's a 5-point lead. What do you think?
Well, I think maybe during that 2-week break they had, because it's been 2 weeks since Culpeper played. They had that bye week last week, but they tried out different kickers, and they've impressed with Barrios right here with the way he's kicking the football and gave him a shot. Looks like it's paying dividends for the Blue Devils.
And this broadcast is made possible by CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. Mark O'Connell, Steve Beacock, Johnny Krawchuk with you tonight from Broman Field for the Blue Devil homecoming. And third quarter action, just shy of the midway mark. 6:51 to play in the third. Blue Devils up 14-9. That was a drive that started on their own 48-yard line, and Javay Coleclaw capped it. Here's the ball is loose. It's anybody's ball. And Skyline's Latarian Barber comes up with it to avert turning it over, and the Hawks will have it just past the 25-yard line. We'll check the spot here in just a moment. Looks like it's going to be about the 27, and it is. Skyline's quarterback is Ryan Scott. He had a good first half, Steve.
He did that, Mark, and they're going to have to keep him in check here in the third quarter.
So from the 27, Skyline has it for the first time here in the third quarter. The Hawks trail 14-9. Ryan Scott, the quarterback. Pistol formation with Kyle McHugh back there. Barber in motion. Quick toss out there to the receiver. Picked up a few yards was Louis Garcia. Jordan Williams, number 81, making the tackle for the Blue Devils.
Garcia's a little slow getting up. He went off the sidelines. Looked like he landed hard in his shoulder.
Picked up 7 yards. 2nd and 3 for the Hawks. We're approaching the midway mark of the third quarter. Blue Devils a 5-point lead, 14-9. So they load up this left side. 3 receivers for the Hawks.
Watch for the jet sweep and watch for the short pass to the other side.
Here they're going to keep it on the ground straight ahead, and this is going to be Quentin Diggs, number 7, the ball carrier. He had an opening, went through that hole pretty quickly, picked up first down yardage and more, and they'll have it now at their own 47-yard line. He picked up 13 yards.
He went like that hole like he shot out of a cannon, Mark.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Now let's call it the 46, closer to the 46. 1st and 10, Hawks. 5:35 to play here in the third. Clock ticking. 14-9 Blue Devils. The Hawks have it 1st and 10. Back to the run. This is Quentin Diggs. And they stop him at close to midfield for a gain of 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
And defensively, right now, what Culpeper's got to do, Mark, is just hold tight. Try to get, don't let Ryan Scott beat you with his arm, and just try to sit there and see if they can get pressure on him and see if they can force Skyline here to, do a 3 and out.
So it's 2nd and 7 from the 49. Ryan Scott. He fakes it and keeps it. Ryan Scott dragged down inside the Blue Devil 45-yard line. It'll be about a yard shy, it looks like, of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
There's a big full moon out, the harvest moon. If we ever get a shot of that, it looks beautiful over the Roman Stadium tonight. Culpeper would love to get a big win.
3rd and 1. You would say a big third down for this Blue Devil defense here.
Well, 3rd and about 1, but it's probably 2-down territory for Skyline here. So Culpeper just see if they can get a turnover here.
Quentin Diggs, he's hitting the backfield. The ball is loose. Looks like the Blue Devils have it, and they do. Talk about a big play on defense. Not sure who gets credit for it, but there were 3 Blue Devils there, including number 42, Adam Mifsud, number 64, Daryl Fitzgerald, and I think Brad Krim was there as well. What a big turnover.
Big turnover there, Mark, and it's just like I called it right before. I said they need a big turnover. Right here, it's 2-down territory for Skyline, and what did Culpeper do? Just stuck their nose in there. Big turnover. Now Culpeper's got the ball on offense.
And they're going to have it at their own 46-yard line. And like they did their previous time on offense, they start out with outstanding field position. From the 46, here's Gabe Fry, over left tackle, bulls his way down to the Skyline 45-yard line, picked up about 9 yards.
And Mark, let me tell you how impressed I am with the offensive line tonight for the Blue Devils, led by Grant Hibbert and company, Daryl Fitzgerald in there. They are really doing the job up front. Jalen Brown's in there. And Robert Stradiff, they're doing a great job up front.
And here is 2nd and 1. Blue Devils have it at the Hawks' 45-yard line. Javea Colclaw back there. Here's Staten, a little bobbling, trying to get a good handle on it, and he does. And he'll have a first down for Culpeper. I think you're right, Steve, about the offensive line.
They're open, and 72's in there. We forget him. We can't. Logan Boydo, he's in there, and they're just paving the way for these running backs. Mark, to have holes, and when you got holes like that, it's easy to run the football, and Culpeper's doing a great job right now. And Staten looks like he's a little banged up, 45.
Yeah, I noticed he was a little slow to get up.
And, he's a punishing runner, but he takes some hits like that.
Colclaw back there. Direct snap to him. Gets behind his lineman, looks for yardage, and he bursts out of the pack and gets inside the 25-yard line. That's a 15-yard pickup for Javea Colclaw. I like this dimension tonight on the Culpeper offensive side of things, Steve.
I do too, Mark. I really like how they're running. They're really running with power and running with purpose. And they're running right between the tackles, and they're doing it old school style.
Yeah. 15 yards, a Blue Devil first down. Culpeper has it, 1st and 10 at the 25 of Skyline. This time they hand it off. Gabe Fry, he goes to work. He's going to get near the 20-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play. So they're going with some different running backs back there, a couple different looks to keep Skyline guessing. But you go back, like you said, Steve, to the offensive line. That's really where it starts.
That's where it starts, right up front, Mark, and they're doing a great job. And Staten looks like he might have took a Charlie horse to the thigh. He's been grabbing that thigh or that calf a little bit right there, but he looks like he might be ready to go back in there.
All right, here's 2nd and 5 for the Blue Devils from the 21-yard line. Javea Colclaw back there with Gabe Fry. Colclaw straight ahead on the court after the direct snap. Let's check the spot. I really like the play calling here if you're the Blue Devils.
I do too, Mark, and it's chewing up a lot of clock. This third quarter is going by quick, and it gets into fourth quarter. If you can keep the ball away from the other team, they can't score.
Exactly. Got it down to the 17, where it's 3rd down and about 2. So here's a big 3rd down play. What would you call here, Steve, if you were the offensive coordinator? 3rd and 2. Blue Devils have it at the Hawks 17.
I'd go what's been getting you there. Gabe Fry, the stand's not in there. Gabe Fry running, or Colclaw running right up the middle, right behind your offensive line.
That's what they're doing. Here's Colclaw. He's going to have 1st down yardage, and he's going to get inside the 10-yard line where it's going to be 1st and goal again. Good-looking drive here by the Blue Devils.
You got to come to the dance who brought you, or it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the Culpeper doing a good job. But what this is setting it up for, Mark, is that you will be pretty soon. Skyline's going to start they're really loading the box trying to start the run. But here's where now you might be able to do a little short rollout pass with Capone Hoffman.
All right, well, they're going to have it 1st and goal now from the 8. Staten, the ball carrier. Nice job by Staten, fighting for extra yardage, refusing to go down. And his teammates say he's in for the touchdown. We don't see an official signal yet. Look like he's going to be a little bit shy. Well, here's a guy that wouldn't go down. You're going back to how well you've been impressed with Staten tonight.
And I don't know why he didn't get in. I mean, they're saying he got down just before the goal line. Officials aren't signaling.
I think that's about as close as you can get without scoring. Look at the nose of that football and just where it is there.
And if I was Coach Wakefield, I'd reward Staten again, give him the ball to get in.
You would reward him at this point,
Yes,
wouldn't you? I mean, it seems perfectly appropriate. All right, so here is 2nd and goal.
He's not in there.
From less than the 1 yard line here. Well, there he is. There's Staten. He's trying to get in. And we don't have a signal yet. So apparently they stopped him. But they were doing exactly what you were saying. We're going to reward him here.
How could they? I thought the push was in there. I mean, the officials are, I don't know about that. I mean, it looked like he was in there.
I think he did inch it up just a few inches. Look how close it is to that goal line there. Well, that's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score. Blue Devils 14, Hawks 9. We'll take a quick break and come back for the 4th quarter right after this. Keep it right here on the Culpeper Media Network because you're watching Blue Devils football.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
What do your clothes say about you? Well, if they were screen printed or embroidered at triple image, they can speak volumes. Originality, professionalism, experience. Your clothes can speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image. 829-1050. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford offers award-winning service and unprecedented selection of new and used vehicles. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community.
CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, skateboarding, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams and do your best. Every lifelong relationship starts with day one. At Virginia Community Bank, we'll talk about how you can bank with us for life. With 40-plus years of experience in Culpeper and beyond, it's our privilege to help clients achieve their goals, short-term, long-term, and everywhere in between. Bank with us anytime. Bank with us for a lifetime.
Well, back to our broadcast here at Broman Field, set to start the 4th quarter. Blue Devils leading the Hawks 14-9. They have it 3rd and goal. We're going to call it the 1 yard line, but it's actually just inches shy of the goal line. Here comes the call.
Handoff goes to Noah Staten.
And Noah Staten is in, Steve. They rewarded him, and it paid off.
From the 1 yard line, Noah Staten, touchdown, Blue Devils.
And that would make it 20-9. With 6 seconds now into the 4th quarter. They're going to go for the point after, and the kicker now is Gabriel Barros. He's a sophomore. And his kick will make it 21-9 if he succeeds. And we got the military doing more push-ups. That's their reward for the Blue Devil touchdown.
Yep, now they got to do 20 push-ups, and then they'll do 21 if he makes the PAT.
Yeah, it looks like Hoffman is the holder. Capone Hoffman. High snap, gets it down. And his kick is good. It still cleared the. Well, there you're back to. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to work, right?
Style points.
Well, how about the job of the holder, Capone Hoffman, to get that ball down?
It was a good job. Good athletic play. And now what Culpeper's got to do is just play good, solid defense, Mark.
Well, they got to like where they stand right now, up 21-9. 11:54 to play in the 4th quarter. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive at 547-3673. Well, across town, on the Eastern View side of things, they're having things their way, aren't they?
They sure are. 56-0.
What is it about 56?
I know, they like that number.
Well, they're averaging more than 50 points a game this season.
Because they are. They've been in the mercy rule every game. But, Mark, I was just taking a look at the ROTC down there doing the push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of big boys. Why aren't they on the football field? If I was the coach, I'd be sitting there going to the ROTC and say, come on, guys. I know you're in the ROTC, but I need you on the football field. I'm looking at some of these guys over here, and I'm going, where's the beef?
We're looking for a few good men, right?
We are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, you see, they're pursuing other extracurricular activities, Steve.
I get it, but
On the ground they stay. Good fielding job there by the return man from the 25-yard line. He's out in the open field. He picks up yardage, and he gives his teammates good field position as the Skyline offensive unit comes back onto the field, trailing 21-9. They're going to start this drive with very good field position from their own 48-yard line. Let's call it the 47.
well,
Let's call it the 48.
And Mark, Skyline now is going to try to throw the football. They got to catch up, and we've got 11 and a half minutes to go here in the ball game. So Culpeper's secondary's got to be on the watch for that.
Well, you know about Ryan Scott, the quarterback.
He can throw it.
He can. He can run it. He can throw it short. He can throw it long. Can they put some pressure on him? He steps away to get rid of it. He loses the football, and one of his lineman teammates pounced on it before they could turn it over to the Blue Devils. That was 76 Cedric Osbury. Yes, 76. Johnny on the spot for the Hawks there to avoid that miscue from turning into a turnover. Back to the 40-yard line. He lost 8 yards. We got 2nd and 18 for the Hawks. Clock running, 11 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Blue Devils on top, 21-9. Steve's talked about what a good job the offensive line has done tonight, and I think the backfield mixing it up nicely, taking advantage of the running game. Now here is Ryan Scott. This time he's got time. Over the middle, he throws it. This one is caught. Blue Devil territory shy of the 35-yard line. And he'll have enough for a first down.
I thought he dropped it at first, but there's a good catch there by the Hawks wide receiver right there. And again, Culpeper's got to be careful. They can't just rest on their laurels, Mark. They're up 21-9, but if Skyline scores here, they're right back in it.
Picked up 22 yards on the pass play, and they have it marked at the Culpeper 38. 1st and 10 from that spot, and the Hawks split the receivers 2 to each side. They go to run. This is McHugh. He's got an opening, and he's got running room. He's in the secondary. He's racing toward the end zone, and he finds his way there from 38 yards out. It was the running back, senior Kyle McHugh, and now it's 21-15. Just like that, the Hawks are back in it.
Yep, and Culpeper's got to be, now they're going to have to go back on offense, and now you're really going to want your ball control offense, Mark, with the Blue Devils, and try to close it out with a game-winning drive.
21-15, now on for the point after. Is the kicker Douglas Cummings. The holder, Matt Rutherford. Low snap, he was able to get it down, and the kick is good. Our score, 21-16 with 10:26 to play. It was a good-looking run by McHugh, Steve, but their offensive line opened up a nice running lane for him.
They did, and the linebackers from Culpeper overcommitted on the run, and McHugh, once he got to that second level, the linebackers, I think, were trying to do a run blitz, and what happened, McHugh got to second level, nobody was there, and it was off to the races.
38-yard run to be exact. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Found & Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons at 825-3530. So Culpeper here with a 5-point lead. 10:26 to play in the fourth quarter. Blue Devil homecoming, and you're looking at the Blue Devil cheerleaders there. And Steve, across town, the Cyclones definitely having their way against the Chancellor Chargers. Next week, Eastern View goes down to make the long road trip to Bowling Green, isn't it, for Caroline County to play the Cavaliers?
And that'd be another route for Eastern View, and my opinion. But
And then
we go to Warren County.
That's right. We go to Warren County. I mean, the Blue Devils go to Warren County. We're going there, we think, as well.
Yeah.
That's over in Front Royal to see the Wildcats and the Blue Devils play. So, Douglas Cummings will kick off here for the Hawks.
For the Blue Devils.
Jordan Williams, the deepest man back for the Blue Devils. We've got a whistle to stop this one.
I think we're going to have a penalty. What happened here? I think it might be offside.
I think it's offsides against the kicking team.
Yeah, it is.
One more time, she's got raffle ticket 1509.
Back him up 5 yards.
600 600.
So rather than kicking from the 40, they'll kick from the 35.
And we're going to read off another winner.
And that'll be Douglas Cummings.
Hold on to those tickets, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a winner just yet.
So you were talking about those uniforms tonight, and you said that Skyline reminded you of who?
Notre Dame.
Yep, I agree.
Fighting Irish.
There's the kick, end over end. Williams gets under it inside the 20-yard line.
Picks up a block and bounces it right side.
There he goes to the outside, and he jumps over the would-be tackler. They force him out of bounds shy of midfield, but Jordan Williams, a nifty return, gives his teammates excellent field position as they go back on offense here.
And what Culpeper needs now is a ball control run, and they just sit there. They can go on. Just keep the ball in offense, keep it out of Skyline's hands. Skyline can't get the ball back to score. So we'll see what the Blue Devils are going to.
Oh, my gosh. So we got a dead ball foul, personal foul against the Blue Devils. I didn't see what happened.
What did they do? I mean, before even the kickoff, unless they said something.
They said personal foul, but I don't know what specifically the Blue Devils did, but they're marking off. This penalty is going to take away what would have been outstanding field position as they mark it down now at about the 28-yard line.
I thought it might have been offsides, so they let the kick go.
Yeah, after that, they kicked off. Had a pretty good return by Jordan Williams, but there was a personal foul against the Blue Devils, so they're going to have it 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. They lead 21-16. Javea Coleclaw is back there. He hands off to Gabe Fry, trying to bounce to the outside. Here comes the pursuit. Takes a pretty good hit after he was churning his way for a few yards. We'll check the spot.
It looks like, Gabe was running. He was trying to, but he did more running east-west than he did north-south on that play.
So a short gain of 1 yard. Makes it 2nd and 9.
It looked like he ran 20 yards to get that one. So.
Sure did. 9 minutes, 35 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. Clock is ticking. Javea Coleclaw back there takes the snap. Tries it over the right side, lowers his shoulder, gets out to across the 30, just shy of the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at 34. He picked up 6 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and about 3. And the Blue Devils with the 5-point lead. Steve, you'd like to see them, of course, put together a sustained drive and use that clock because they want to keep Skyline's quarterback Ryan Scott and his teammates off the field.
Javea Coleclaw just came off the field limping. But Mark, big 3rd down play here for the Blue Devils. They've got to convert here.
Here's Capone Hoffman back in there. Here he goes. And he will have a 1st down. He's got an interesting style of running, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he runs straight up right. He doesn't look like he's moving, but he's got such big strides. So
we've got an injured player right here. We've got an injured player for Skyline. It's number 45, Tyler Hugo.
You look like you got run over a little bit, in that pile.
So they take a break to attend to the injured player, and then they have it marked at the 39-yard line. So Hoffman picked up 5 yards and a 1st down. We'll take a break, and we'll come back when the action resumes. Keep it right here on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
What do your clothes say about you? Well, if they were screen printed or embroidered at Triple Image, they can speak volumes. Originality, professionalism, experience. Your clothes can speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image. 829-1050. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford offers award-winning service and unprecedented selection of new and used vehicles. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community.
CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, skateboarding, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams and do your best. Every lifelong relationship starts with day one. At Virginia Community Bank, we'll talk about how you can bank with us for life. With 40-plus years of experience in Culpeper and beyond, it's our privilege to help clients achieve their goals, short-term, long-term, and everywhere in between. Bank with us anytime. Bank with us for a lifetime.
All right, back to our broadcast. Action resumes as the Skyline player, Tyler Hugo, assisted off the field. Blue Devils have it 1st and 10. Here's Noah Staten. Staten makes the most of that carry. Went off left tackle and got across the 45-yard line out to the 46. He picked up 7 yards on the play, Steve. 2nd and 3.
And during that little injury timeout, Mark, and this is where the coaches are probably telling their offensive line, this is your game to win. You've been playing lights out all game long. They need to continue to do it, keep the ball in the Blue Devil hands, and then they can walk out of here with a win.
2nd down and 3. We go to Gabe Fry. Trying to spin away from the initial defender. Can't do it as he got some help from his teammates there, and they bring him down.
When you can get 7, 8 yards on 1st down carry, makes up, even though Gabe Fry lost a couple yards there, it's still manageable 3rd and 4. And the Blue Devils have been able to capitalize all night long. And you just got to ask your offensive line again, be stout up front.
Okay, so we've got Adam Mifsud back there with Javay Coleclaw on 3rd and a long 3. Here is Javay Coleclaw going to work, doing some damage, and fighting his way down close to the 35-yard line of Skyline. And that was a very big play for the Blue Devils, Steve, because I think you'll agree, not only was it 3rd and 4, but they got the 1st down, and they sort of put this thing together where now they got a new set of downs. And so with a 5-point lead, obviously, another opportunity to not only keep the ball, but start working that clock as well.
That's right, and Mark, and the clock will run after you change your set. So Blue Devils shouldn't, won't be in any hurry here.
From the Skyline 36-yard line, go the Blue Devils. They go back to Gabe Fry, a little stutter step in the backfield, waiting for something to happen, hoping it would develop. It really didn't, as the Hawks closed to that play real quickly with several white jerseys there ready for Gabe Fry.
See, Gabe's got to learn when he runs. He's doesn't have the quickest first step. He's really good running downhill. He's got to go back to that style, run downhill. Don't stutter step, just run downhill right into that hole.
Well, Gabe Fry is really the running back that really hasn't been sprung loose tonight, whereas Javay Coleclaw, Noah Staten, and even Capone Hoffman back there when he's played has been able to pick up, really get sprung free. And now they go back to Coleclaw. He's quite the runner. Look at this guy go. Here's Coldclaw. Making people miss. And they tackle him at the 5-yard line finally. Pick up a 30 yards and a Blue Devil first down. And Steve, I think if the Blue Devils convert here, that might seal the deal for them tonight.
Right here. But again, you still, 6 minutes to go here in the ball game. You don't, with Ryan Scott, the way he can throw it and the way Skyline can attack, you still want to be able to use more of that clock.
I think you got to.
You got to score. You got to score here.
All right, first and goal from the 5-yard line, what they call Coldclaw here. They give it to Gabe Fry, and again, Gabe Fry runs into a stone wall, and we got a penalty flag down as well.
Might be a hold against the Blue Devils or a face mask against Skyline. Let's see what the call is here. Could be a hold against the Blue Devils.
Well, Gabe Fry hasn't been able to get on track yet. They seem to really focused on him. It is a holding, and it is against the Blue Devils.
Penalty goes against the Blue Devils.
As they mark this one off, we'll tell you this broadcast is made possible by Triple Image. Make your clothes speak volumes with custom printing and embroidery from Triple Image at 829-1050. So they mark it off, and the ball is back at the 13-yard line. And now we've got first and goal from there. It was at the 5 with the holding penalty. It's back at the 13. That's where it's first and goal. Blake Coldclaw is back there. Blake Polari, number 40, is in the backfield. It's Coldclaw all the way. There he goes, left tackle. He gets back some of those lost yards inside the 10-yard line and close to the 5.
Coldclaw, he's going to know after waking up tomorrow morning he was in a football game.
Yeah, mark it at the 6, and it's second and goal from that spot. Gabe Fry in the lineup.
Clock continues to run.
Nazir McDonald in there. Number 7 is Lewis Chapman. Number 20 is George Mosley. He's in there as well. I think that's the first time we've called his name on offense back there in that offensive backfield. Steve, this is interesting. Set of personnel. Who's Coldclaw? Wants to throw it. Got a receiver, and it's incomplete. And he tried to get it to Gabe Fry. And that'll be third and goal from the 6.
Right. I like the play call, Mark, because it keeps Skyline guessing. Fry just couldn't hold on to it.
And that's actually the thing you were talking about in the first half, Steve, where the running game would set up a play like that.
Yep.
So here it is now, third and goal. A little closer to the 7, actually, than the 6. So let's call it third and goal from the 7.
Question for you. They don't score here. Do they go for it on fourth or go for field goal? What about that? I think go.
You're saying go. I think field goal. Third and goal from the 7. Long snap count. Here's Coldclaw looking for some running room. There he goes. Not for too far. Now we have a decision to make. It's fourth down. This is the very thing you were asking me. Do you go for it here or just go for the field goal? It's at the 3 or the 4-yard line.
Well, if I was the Blue Devils, I'd let that clock just run down until you have, and then call a timeout. But it looks like they're going to go for it.
You only have a 5-point lead, so a touchdown would win it for Skyline if they were in that position.
Right.
So if you went for the field goal, you'd have an 8-point lead. They're not even thinking about it. They've got a fourth down and goal right here. It looks like one of these teams is going to call a timeout, and it's going to be charged to Skyline. So let's think about that, Steve. You're the Blue Devils. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. 21-16, so you have a 5-point lead. You've got fourth down and goal from, say, the 3-yard line. The way your team is running behind Coldclaw, you like your odds, but on the other hand,
well,
you could take the field goal and get 3 points.
Yeah, and that means if you got the 3 points, Skyline would have to score a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie. Like you said, touchdown salt the way the game. I think now you're 0-5 in the season. You tell your offensive line you've been blocking, you've been doing great, you've been running games very well. Noah Staten or Coldclaw, or even Capone Huffman.
And
Put
now
it in
for
one of your
your
athlete's hands and
2017
run it in there and
varsity
try to get the
cheerleaders.
score.
And, you know,
Maybe even throw it in. I don't know, but
it's a different call at the college and pro level. You automatically think field goal
right.
because it's pretty much an automatic thing, but it's not automatic at this level.
No, and then Burrows, nothing against him, but
Yeah.
he's there. You don't want to put that pressure on him. He kicks are low, and the snaps haven't been good. Like I said, I like the play call. You got to go for it here. Skyline's going to be looking for the run. They're loading the box. So we'll see what the call's going to be.
4th and goal from the 3. Here's Cold Call straight ahead. He's not going to get in, and they're going to turn it over on downs there, and Skyline will take over at about the 2-yard line with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Had they gone for a field goal, it would have been a 20-yard attempt.
Now you got 98 yards Skyline. You got to tell the Blue Devil defense you got to defend 98 yards with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. You cannot let Skyline come down here, hit a big play, and score. You've got to limit them here to 4 downs right here.
From their own 2-yard line, they got to go 98 yards. A touchdown would win it for Skyline. So they got 4 minutes and 13 seconds, like you said, to play here.
You got to have your defense right here. This is where somebody's got to step up and make a big play.
There's Ryan Scott, the quarterback, pistol formation. Oh, the ball is loose, and it looks like the Blue Devils, well, it's still loose. The Blue Devils say they have it. They tried to hand it off, Scott did, to Kyle McHugh. He never had a handle, and the Blue Devils have come up with it. Now that changes the complexion of things, doesn't it?
Sure does. Blue Devils came up with a big turnover, Mark. You never had the handle on the football. The Blue Devils got it now. Now you take your time. Now you sit here and go, all right, we don't want to give them another shot, but we want to get in the end zone, but we're in no hurry here. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. You take your time in the huddle. Right here, not in this one, but you take your time in the huddle. After, if you don't get it in, and you sit there and let's let that clock run down.
All right, here it is, 1st and goal for the Blue Devils from the 7-yard line. Here's Coleclaw. Handing off Noah Staten. Staten driving. He's into the end zone from 7 yards out.
And the touchdown! Blue Devils. Noah Staten from 7 yards out. That one was right up the middle.
27-16 our score. Well, Noah Staten has emerged as a big player tonight.
Big play. Way to play. Way he's run. He's run hard. And Mark, I'm impressed the way he's run there between the tackles. It's got some quickness about him, and that's what the Blue Devils needed.
And, here's a high snap. Hoffman's going to have to keep it, and he gets away from one defender, throws it into the end zone, incomplete. I think that was not by design. It was a high snap, and he had to keep it, try to make something of it, and wasn't able to do it. But it's an 11-point lead, which means that the Skyline would have to score twice to win tonight.
See, Mark, take a look at the ROTC again. I keep going back to that. And they got some big boys on there. Those that are going, that's what Coach Wakefield needs to do is recruiting for them.
Those aren't very good-looking push-ups either. They're cheating. They're going for quantity over quality here. Yeah.
But now we got to sit there and say the Blue Devils, all they got to do is just don't give up a big play here and give Skyline a chance. Just sit there and play solid defense.
27-16 Blue Devils with exactly 4 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. This broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. Well, the Blue Devil cheerleaders and their fans have a lot to cheer about tonight because this is a Blue Devil homecoming where the Blue Devils are in excellent position to get their first win tonight with 4 minutes remaining in this one, and they have an 11-point lead, 27-16. Here's Barros' kick. They keep it on the ground. This ball is loose. It's up for grabs, and looks like Skyline has recovered it. Well, that was a nice kick because the kicker gave his teammates a pretty good possibility of recovering that.
Yeah, they did. And again, Blue Devils have played tonight Mark with a sense of purpose. They know that their back half of the schedule is very weak compared to their front half. And, they went 0-5 against that front schedule, but some of those games, they were in most every game except turnovers kind of killed them. But now they got to sit there and play, some weaker teams, and they can, like I said, run off 5 straight wins. They're going to get in a good round in the playoffs. Good seed in the playoffs round.
See, there's only one bad thing about being in the press box at this exact moment. There's Ryan Scott throwing out to his receiver.
Throw out to the left
And
side.
nothing doing. Gabe Fry wraps him up immediately. Now, Gabe Fry hasn't been sprung loose offensively, but he's always a mainstay on defense, isn't he?
He sure is.
I was going to say the only bad thing about being in the press box right now is the cheerleaders are throwing those little footballs. And I used to love to be in the stands and try to catch one. I've caught them before, but you can't catch them behind glass, can you?
No, you can't.
Ball at the 29-yard line. He lost 5 yards. There's a short pass complete to Barber. Barber gets out to about the 40-yard line. He'll be shy of a first down by about 4 yards. And it'll be third down from that spot. 3rd and 4 from the 40. Clock running, 3:05 to play. Blue Devils with an 11-point lead. 3 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. Blue Devils in excellent position to get their first win of the season tonight. First win of the season, absolutely, here in this Blue Devil homecoming. We got a timeout on the field charged by the Blue Devils. So next week, the Blue Devils will be up in Front Royal to play Warren County. And Eastern View, which is, again, having its way against the opposition. Tonight, the victim is the Chancellor Chargers. And the Cyclones will make a long road trip next Friday night down to Caroline County. That always seems like a long way to go.
It is. It's definitely a long way to go, and it's down there in the country, east of Richmond.
Caroline County, Bowling Green.
I think we're going over to Warren. We're going up to Warren County. I confirmed that with John.
Good.
They're going
the
to go
Front Royal trip.
For us, it's just going over the mountain. So, and Culpeper's got a winnable game against Warren County. Warren County's not shown much this season. So again, Culpeper can get on, track that, big win tonight and keep on going. And like I said, they can, the Division III playoffs in the Eastern region are pretty, slim pickings, and Culpeper can finish as one of the top 8 teams.
Here's 3rd and 4.
On 3rd and 4.
Cue the ball carrier, and they tackle him shy of a first down. About a half-yard shy, it looks like. No, they're going to say it is a first down. My mistake. He got to the 45. That's where he needed to get in order to get the first down. He got it. So the new set of downs and move the sticks. Hawks have it 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. 2:40 clock ticking, 4th quarter. Here is Scott. And they tackle him pretty hard. Number 51, Jaden Brown, makes a good tackle.
He made hard that shoulder, Mark. I know he has got to
Brown team up for the stop, and it's going to be second
Got out to the 47, picked up 2. 2nd down and 8. More importantly, for both teams, really, the clock is running. We're approaching the 2-minute mark, and it's 2nd and 8 from the 47. Scott throwing incomplete.
That's because that shoulder, Mark. He threw that ball. I guarantee you, that shoulder's got a stinger. The way he landed on it, that's why he short-armed that football. He couldn't even throw it. He couldn't even throw it out there.
Right now it's 3rd and 8. So the Hawks could be down to the last 2 downs here, depending on how the Blue Devil defense responds. 3rd and 8 from the 47-yard line. Ryan Scott, like you said, may have had a stinger to that shoulder.
Ryan Scott.
He's going to throw it here. Hearing it out downfield, no one there but a Blue Devil, and it's picked off. No, it's incomplete rather. No, it is picked off.
It's stepped out of bounds.
Oh, okay. I got you. How about this? Well, now you've got the Blue Devils celebrating because they know they're going to get their first win of the season. There he is. That's Capone Hoffman coming up big defensively. He did pick it off. It was a 3rd down and 8 pass. So I guess he picked it off and then stepped out of bounds, didn't he?
Yeah. He stepped out of bounds. He picked it off, but he stepped out of bounds trying to.
Going to have it, it looks like, at the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20-yard line. With 1:58 to play. So the Blue Devils.
They still got to run a couple plays, Mark. And then they can just take a knee. But they still got to run a couple plays.
So, who do you like tonight individually from the Blue Devils? Who stands out?
Noah Staten, Capone Hoffman, Javay Coleclaw. They stand in the whole offensive line.
Absolutely. Here's Staten.
And also to Noah Staten.
Not much doing this time, but he's holding on to the football, and they're.
If I was going to give, if I was going to give an MVP award tonight, you go to the offensive line. They controlled the line of scrimmage, did the job up front, enabled Culpeper to get the rushing attack going like they did.
1 yard pickup by Staten. But more importantly, the clock is running 1:30 and counting here in the fourth quarter. 27-16 Blue Devils. And they are going to get their first win of the season tonight. Ball carrier straight ahead. That was Gabe Fry. Out to near the 25-yard line.
Skyline calls the final timeout.
With 1:13 to play. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Virginia Community Bank. Your bank of tomorrow and every day after. That's Virginia Community Bank. Banking for life at 829-6034. So tonight, Eastern View will be 7-0. And the Blue Devils, Steve, will get their first win tonight.
Yep, and Blue Devils are going with a big win tonight, and then they should get some big points, and they need this win, and then they can just go into the second half of this season, Mark, and see if they can carry this winning streak on.
So tonight the Blue Devils will win and will be 1-5 on the season, and they will play, as we mentioned, in Front Royal next week at Warren County High School. So after the timeout, the Blue Devils have a 3rd and 5 from the 25. Coleclaw takes the direct snap. And Coleclaw is going to give him a new set of downs as he picks up first down yardage, and that's going to probably do it for him because from this point out.
Yep, they can just take a knee.
Well, what about the running of Javay Coleclaw tonight, Steve? That's really stood out in my mind.
He's done excellent. Javay Coleclaw. Can't say enough, like I said, about Stanton. Noah Staten running the football. Capone Huffman with his big plays. Offensive line. And you got to give kudos to the defense, too. The defense hung in there when you needed them. So it's a good overall win for the Blue Devils.
They did. I think that on the plus side, remember that long drive Skyline had initially in the game, and they got down to the 1 yard line. And then after that holding penalty, they were pushed back, and the Blue Devils defense was asked to defend against 22 plays in that drive. They turned them back. That was huge for them. But what the other thing too is that they gave up that big play on that pass play in the second quarter. Other than that, they played really well tonight, don't you think?
They did. They played well. They just gave Jake Wakefield a little bath.
Yeah. Well, here it comes. The final 10 seconds will tick off, and the Blue Devils celebrate for their first win of the season. And I know this is a cliche, but what a shot in the arm that is for this team to get that win tonight.
Big win tonight for Culpeper. Good win. Starts the second half of the season on. It starts the second half of the season for the Blue Devils. Their schedule is certainly in their favor. They've got the teams that combined winning percentage mark are under 30%. It's like a 2.92 winning percentage with all the teams remaining on the schedule. So the Blue Devils are sitting pretty good, and they just got to continue to play like they played tonight, and they should be okay.
Sounds good. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and next week we plan on being in Front Royal to see the Blue Devils again take on the Wildcats of Warren County. Well, that's going to do it tonight for us from Broman Field, where once again our final score at the Blue Devil homecoming is Culpeper 27, Skyline 16. For Steve Peacock and Johnny Krawchuk, thanks for watching and tuning in and supporting Blue Devils football here on the Culpeper Media Network. Have a great weekend, everybody, and a great week, and we'll see you next Friday from Warren County High School.
All right, good night, everybody.